All right. This is the explanation for the ethics presentation. So I'm going to, again, more of a reminder to myself than it is to you. I'm going to try to keep this brief. So, what I'm looking for is a group effort. Um, I know it sounds difficult, but I know it can be done. I've been doing group projects with my students at University of Cincinnati for 6 years now on the internet. I've taught remotely there since uh, 2015. So I know it's entirely possible. Uh, this project is. I don't want you to get hung up on the presentation component. This is a way for me to help you study for the exam. Um, I want you to um, really tackle the um, question of what is ethics and in what is ethics in business primarily, because this is a question. These are questions that will come up on your exam, and I'm not an ethics expert. Okay. Um, Usually, when I'm not good at something, I tend to defer. Um, and to, if it's something that I'm required to do, share that. So, for example, when I used to work in a pizza kitchen, I was not good at what should I what should I say? One of the things that I didn't do that great of a job on was cleaning the fryers. They were kind of scary to me. I was worried I was going to burn my hand in the thing. So instead, I deferred to somebody who was like, very proud of the work that he did with the fryers. So in lieu, when it came my turn to clean the fryers, I would opt to man his station. I would cut pizzas at the pizza table. That was typically his job, and I would say, "Hey, just take an hour here and clean the fryer out," and that was it. So it's not so much of a delegation thing as it is. I'm happy to work with you and to collaborate if I don't really enjoy something, or I don't consider myself quite qualified to instruct it. Um, with that being said, um, ethics is a big part of rhetoric, which is something that I studied in school. I am quite familiar with the ins and outs of ethics. It's just not something I really enjoy teaching. Okay, so instead, I've devised a project to help you guys teach it yourself. So instead of me boring you with all of the things I know about ethics, I'm happy to turn this into a um, piece of your grade that will help distribute the weight of the speeches that you give this semester. So don't get hung up on the presentation side of things. What I would like you to do, though, is to really focus on conveying what you know through your research. And this doesn't have to be academic research, okay? You can do your Googles and find all the things that you want to know about the companies that you will be assigned, okay? So there are companies like Nike, Google, those will be companies assigned to your classes, the classes this semester. And basically, what I'm looking for is a 7 to 10 minute presentation. That's it for the whole group. That's that's it. That's the entirety of it. So if you have a group of five, that means that none of you will be speaking for more than 2 minutes. Um, and that's not even the case. You might choose to not even speak. You might be like, hey, man, I really don't want to present, so I'll make the whole PowerPoint. You just speak for me. And that might be an agreement that you have, and that's totally fine with me. You're not being graded on your presentation. You're not required to speak, but there is some presentation component. Um, the next part of this, so it's 7 to 10 minutes. You must present a credits page that details who contributed work towards the completion of the project. Now, the reason I do the credits page is because invariably every semester there's going to be somebody who doesn't pull their weight. Okay, I can't do a show of hands, but how many of you guys have been in a weight where you felt like somebody did not pull their weight? In a group where somebody did not pull their weight. This is the only kind of way that I have to keep you guys accountable to one another. So the credits page tells me what each individual contributed to the project. Now, as a teacher, I cannot give different grades to different people based on he said, she said, right? So instead, what I'd use is this credits page. And the only thing that I have to provide teeth or any kind of enforcement to everybody doing their fair share in the group is to offer goodwill when goodwill is needed. So here's my thinking on this. If somebody's not doing their work for their group, there's probably other areas in the class they're trying to skate on by. And when they come to me at the end of the semester and said, "Hey, I didn't didn't do this or didn't do that. Can I get an extension?" I'm less likely to offer goodwill, and this does happen. Okay, I do offer goodwill to my students, but only if they really demonstrate that there's a willingness to learn here. If you're not going to treat your group mates right, why do I want to offer goodwill to you? Does that make sense? You guys understand that the credits page is the only place that I have to know if somebody is treating their group mates well. Okay, a bad group member is going to get an A if the group earned an A. There's nothing I can do. I can't give them a C and give you an A. It doesn't work that way. There's no way I can divvy it up. The whole group might gang up on one of the group members and decide they're going to make their life a living hell, and then I would be a party to that. I don't want to be a party to that. So show me the credits page. This is how you keep one another accountable. Okay. The presentation must thoughtfully engage with the assigned organization in a way that illuminates the ethical considerations faced by businesses and individuals. Okay, I just saw all my hair just came undone. I'm brand new to long hair. This is my quarantine long hair. I'm brand new to it. I want you to consider. I don't want you to just find one article on Nike having child workers and then go, Nike sucks, okay? But then totally ignore all the things Nike has done in the past 20 years to do right by, its sweatshop workers or whatever. I'm not saying Nike has done anything great, and I'm removing this. It looks awful. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, all right, cool. We're gonna go with the messy hair. My mom's gonna kill me. So I want you to thoughtfully engage with that organization, okay? I don't want you to just stop, at one source and decide that you know everything about the ethics of that institution. I don't want you, if you're doing the New York Times, to only cover the New York Times dealing in the Iraq War and then totally ignore all the other things that the New York Times is guilty of, okay? You must present a reference sheet. I don't need it to be in like APA style or Chicago or MLA or whatever. Just paste your links in there so I can click on them and I can see where you're getting your information. Finally, you must produce some type of handout, okay? I would like you to send these to the class when you post your presentation in Blackboard. Now, because this is a digital class, right? Because it's virtual, it's I'll give you a little hint about some things that work. Making a little video works. Making a narrated PowerPoint. So right now, the way that I narrate, like the syllabus thing or anything, if you have an Apple computer, go to Applications. There's something built into your programs called QuickTime Player. You go up to File, okay, and you go to New Screen Recording. You can record everything that's on your screen. So you can pull up your PowerPoint and you can talk into your microphone and it will record it. You just export it, upload it to YouTube, bam, done. You have it all done. You might also choose to narrate the PowerPoint. PowerPoint has a built-in narrations function. To me, that seems a little bit more burdensome than just picking one person in the group to narrate. That's typically how my students at University of Cincinnati did it. I had students last semester at CCM actually that collected voice recordings from people's voice memos on their phone and compiled them in iMovie, okay, to create a video. You don't have to be as tech savvy as that. If you just nominate one person in the group to read the script and go through the PowerPoint, that's it. That's all you got to do. That's it. As simple as that, okay? I would recommend getting started on this as soon as possible. I'll divvy you guys up into groups, and then you guys get going. There will be an exemplar, okay? that I'm posting for you guys to take a look at. It is a video that one of my former students did, and she decided she wasn't going to present. Okay, she just ended up making the video for the group, and that was her contribution. She didn't have to vocalize anything. She just made the video, and that was her contribution to the group. That's totally fine. However the group chooses to do the presentation is fantastic. So watch the video, get an idea about what I'm looking for. You're basically covering ethical considerations for the companies that you're assigned for. So that's it. That's the ethics presentation.